Hello, hi, and welcome again to the Terminal Podcast, where in the end, it's all about the numbers. I'm your host. 3 out of 7 ain't bad, even if it's 2 out of 5. And we are broadcasting high above Civic Center Station. And tonight, we'll start where we should start at. Scott, your Diamondbacks taking 2 out of 3 from my Metropolitans at Citi Field. So the question I have to ask you is, Corbin Carroll. Shaved, mustache, or goatee? Which one? Which one?
That's a good
Because I've seen
question.
him with all three, and
Funny.
without when he's shaved, he looks. It looks. It just doesn't look right. I don't know. I
He's
feel
a
like
cutie
he had
pie.
the mustache
No,
last year.
that's so funny to come out of the gate with that particular question. I'll tell you what, however he's feeling, I'm fine with whatever facial hair. I kind of when I was a younger man, I would change it up. I would mix it up. There was a time where there was like a really long sideburn, then there was like a funny mustache of various lengths and such. I'm fine with what he's doing as long as he continues to hit the way he's been hitting, which I think is probably in the top two or three in the league in a couple
Yeah,
things.
he's up there. He's up there. So having seen, I was going to say one of the questions I was going to ask is, so you didn't make it out. You weren't able to make it out to City to watch them, but were you able to watch the game?
Did you hear the announce? Did you hear everybody talk? Actually, sorry, the Diamondbacks announcers talking about the weather. You would have thought it was like 2 degrees at those games. It was very, very funny the way they made it sound insane. The way that like we prep for storms around here, where like every channel's going crazy.
Mm.
It was that style. Um, I did. I clocked a lot of it. These games were early in the day,
Yeah,
and
they
so like I
rescheduled
was
them
with
to.
my yeah, I was with my kid at like certain. I'm trying to think what he had. He had like an after school thing, so I was
Oh,
kind of I had it. I had it on my phone, but yeah, that's the short of it. I got through it. I watched all the games more or less. I saw what was going on. If there, I don't think there was anything I really missed. I honestly I thought after I think we lost the first one. Is that what it was?
yeah, you guys
Yeah.
lose the first one and then take the next two.
So I
Wow.
thought, and it was because of I believe it was because of the bullpen not doing their thing. But they've shown up the last couple of days, so it's really hard for me to say that like add a bullpen. Like they've done it the last 4 games. So,
Yeah.
um, or not the last 4 out of the last 5 games, whatever it is. Uh, we got a lot of guys that are injured. I was gonna bring up something, and I'm sure you and Chris at some point have talked about this, but I wonder if there's some good statistics out there on uh like teams having better trainers and their statistics that are tied to that, or the injuries tied to that. Like I know that trainers don't keep you from being injured. I understand that, or getting an
Yeah.
injury, but maybe there is something there with like because we're injury prone team and it's been I don't know, it's been rough.
No, I mean, yes, it seems that certain teams have injury bugs. Last year, it seemed everybody on the Mets was injured. Every pitcher was injured at some point, hence the 45 pitchers that were used, that and that my baseball president of baseball operations likes to cut uh people if he can, because he's got the ability to. But but you're complaining about the bullpen, and I don't. You guys used everybody in your bullpen against this. It seemed like you were throwing away. It didn't make a difference who you're throwing up there. They were giving quality innings. No,
No, no,
did I watch this wrong
it's
or?
very, very hard to complain about the bullpen after the last, again, 4 out of 5 games. They've played very, very well. Um, it was just that watching that first game, it was one of those things where it's like we hung tough with a team that should be on paper. The Mets should be better than us. They should have more wins. They've definitely got a stronger team on paper, but right? No,
You're asking the wrong person. I mean, on paper means what? This is
yeah. All right. I guess
on
on
paper was
paper.
before the season. The season started now. This is on paper is what have you done for me lately and
No, no, I
what's
guess
it
what
show
I'm
like
talking
in the
about is actual
standings?
like this
Hmm.
your team is a more expensive team than my team. And
What is
and
that? What does that mean?
it
So
means
the
that you
players are
guys
paid
had
more.
more money to play with and could buy better players, and those players don't necessarily perform to the price that they get, but uh you definitely have a bigger wallet to play with. So
Okay. Well, see, that's the other. Now, I'm obviously you're not the
maybe we
person
don't.
in charge, but
Absolutely, you're right.
does
It's
it
not, none
is
of it's
no,
my
no,
money.
no. I'm saying is your team owner poor or
It's
is
very
it
funny. My team
deficit
owner, it's
in?
so funny. My team owner has the single greatest baseball card collection in the history of the world. He
Does
has
he?
all of the best cards. You should look it up. It's
Wow.
amazing. Yeah, it's called the Diamondbacks collection. It's wild. We could do a
So
whole
is
podcast on it.
so is that
Yes,
how he makes his
does he have
money?
money? I believe he has a couple of dollars. I guess what I was the and you're probably right. Like all these guys have money.
No,
It's all how
yeah.
they spend it. I guess what I was saying in the my thought process because I have with this team, I have a very
Hmm.
underdog mentality. So
As you should.
when we're playing a big market team, whatever time of year it is, it's a little bit of an uphill battle. So when you're winning by whatever it may be in the seventh or eighth inning against one of those teams, and they manage to get off the hook or whatever it is, then I guess it stings a little bit more than if let's say it was the Rockies or the Padres. You
Mm,
know?
I honestly I don't just because it's not that's not that isn't I guess as a fan of a big market team, you say that Phoenix is like seventh in the country as far as size of cities, but they're a small market for some reason. Um,
You
I,
cannot compare Phoenix and New York and
I
like
can compare it
yeah.
population and metropolitan city size wise. That's how that thing works. It's not New York or Chicago, but it's not Topeka. It's
No,
not it's not it's not like it's Albuquerque or something like that. It's a large metropolitan city. It's I don't know. I find it fascinating what we've decided to deem as small markets or who these small market teams just because their billionaire can't doesn't spend money and or their people there don't support the team
Yeah, that's the
enough.
other thing. That's part
Yeah,
of the small market. Part of the small market is that the city doesn't rally around the team the way, some other cities
larger.
have it. And they just
Mhm.
that they are a small market. So they're up against they've got a bunch of variables that are at play with what keep them in that genre, so to speak.
That's a I could have a long conversation about that, but I'd rather
Do
know
it.
about
Let's
you.
do it.
No,
What
you mentioned the more interesting conversation is that you had to you were watching the games how? I was gonna say because you were watching them on SNY or do you have the MLB app so you're able to get the Arizona
So,
guys?
so here's the deal. I've got the MLB app. I get
Hmm.
every single game except for when they play against the Yankees or the Mets. They black
You
it
can
out,
black out
and I'm
because it's
forced
where
to
you're
watch
at.
it on the Mets or Yankees feed, right? So,
So you
uh,
still get wait, hold on a sec. So you still get the are you watching it on your like home cable or are you watching
yeah,
it through
so
the
on my
MLB
so
app?
it's supposed to be seamless on the phone, but it wasn't. It was playing on that like that preview screen. It was playing on that. I could watch it on that stupid half preview screen, but if I
Uh-huh.
tapped on it to go full screen, it would give me a message that said this game is blacked
Blackout.
out in your market,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. So it
Yeah.
was like
So
a really obnoxious feature that they haven't
you
figured out. Hopefully
you say
hopefully
obnoxious.
enough people
I'm
complain
sorry.
about it.
As someone as you're getting half of it. You're that's half more than people who get blacked out like me all the time get in that sense. That's what I'm saying. You weren't it's okay. You're fine. This is your first year. I mean, you're
No,
getting half you so you
Martin,
got the game, but
I've
it was
had worse
half the screen.
experiences.
No, I was gonna say I when I get blacked out, I get blacked out. I get nothing. You were getting half, you weren't getting
It's
the
like
full
when your
screen
game.
product.
Have you ever had one of these where it's like 10 minutes into the game, it turns out it's on Apple TV and you gotta go figure that out?
Oh,
Have you done
yeah,
that yet?
that's yeah, I that was last year. I can't remember either way, I kind of figured out, yeah, if it's on
Do you
Apple
have
or it's
Apple
on that,
TV?
it's no, I think I do, but it's the changing because I don't like the Apple TV announcers, which I find
Mm.
fascinating because you were saying, as we were saying before the podcast, you don't
Wait,
like
wait.
the SNY announcers.
Oh,
Go ahead,
before
go
you
ahead.
go there, because I'll happily talk about the SNY announcers. I dislike them thoroughly. We can talk about that all day. But a funny thing because of you referencing announcers, I don't know how much NBA you've seen lately, but on NBC, I believe it is, they put Caitlin Clark out there. They just put her out there for like everything, And
Yes, they should. As
as
they
they
should.
should. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just feel like they're
It's
just constantly wheeling her out there to be like,
yes,
"What do
because
you think?" I'm like,
we,
yeah,
we
whatever.
we didn't get her. We didn't get Caitlin Clark last year off of all the things that she did because she was injured. So
Mm.
you see, I don't know if you remember that. Yeah, Caitlin Clark was supposed to be real loud and in everybody's face last year. It was supposed to be the year of Caitlin Clark, and then this was supposed to be the year of her and Paige Beckers because women's basketball is that big that I know this much off the top of my head, names and everything like that. Yeah, and I was gonna say, yeah, it's because if Major League Baseball doesn't get a labor agreement settled and there is a work stoppage into the summer, this is what America is going to get flooded with, which is WNBA basketball. It's going to be basketball
I don't
all.
know. I
It's
don't
going to be a
think it's
bas.
so
You
many
say it,
basketball.
you think about it. It'll be a basketball. It's going to be continuous basketball all year. It's either going to be the NBA or the WNBA for the entire year
I think you
going
got a better
forward.
chance at Ice Cube's three-man whatever
You'd
being.
say that, then what? Then the WNBA being shoved down your face?
Um, I mean,
The,
we'll see. We'll see.
all
We'll
right,
see.
I'm you've been warned. The
No, no,
WNBA
I
is
know
going to
it's
get
there. I
shoved.
know it's
Okay, no,
there. It's
oh no, no,
definitely.
no, oh no, no, no,
I
no.
believe it's like the
See,
only thing ESPN has left or something, right? Like I don't know.
exactly. It
Yeah.
being there and it being shoved in your mouth, whether you want it or not, are two different things. And I think the second is what you're not, at least you're not ready for. You can't be ready for it because no one's ready for it because
I
no
don't
one
think
really.
I think that things are so fragmented right now, Martin. I don't think it is going to be shoved down my throat unless they manage to squeeze it into the middle of like into the halftime of a football game I'm watching, or they manage to force
Well,
feed it
that's
into my baseball game somehow because I'm not
well.
watching ESPN for anything. Like that's not something. So like yes, I do get again the reason I brought it up was because I'm watching some NBA games with my kid
Mhm.
and that's what I'm seeing.
And
Um,
that's the other part of it is because it's going to be if you're as you're watching the as the because the NBA the season starts right. That's why I'll save that because you've got your playoff breakdown. We'll hold that to the end of the podcast. So you
All
were
right, so you wanted
saying
to talk, you wanted to reference, you wanted me to
I
bark
wanted to
about.
is that Mark Grace is one of your analysts because I've listened
He
to
is, yeah, he is.
and you're good with Mark Grace as
In
an
which,
analyst.
I'm good with him in what as
In what
what do you
aspect?
say? What
As a color
respect?
analyst, as a color analyst for
As
your
a
play by
drinking buddy, as a
as
he's
a
a
drinking buddy.
fantastic drinking
He
buddy.
does seem like he'd be a great drinking buddy. It's like him and John Kruk. Oh, see, that's
No,
I guess this is the question. Are you I I watch the MLB off the MLB app. They've got the recap rundown, and it's
sure.
literally 45 minutes of all of the games that are played and all the highlights and cut throughs and everything like that. So I hear all of the announcers
Oh, yeah.
that are on the different teams, and I guess is because I did want to do that as a
So,
living that
did,
I it resonates like I hear voices, I
did you
recognize
send
people's
me? Did
voices
you
and such
send me
like
that
that.
clip of Big Boy, or did you have like was Big Boy in the booth recently? Do you know about this, or was that a long time ago? Do you know
No,
what
I
I'm talking about?
mean, no, I was gonna say it wouldn't. Was it a baseball booth? It sounds
Yeah,
like something that
I got like a clip or a reel
I
sent to me
thought it
just
was gonna
within
be,
the
a
last 48
guy, but
hours of Big Boy in the Braves booth, like doing play-by-play stuff.
it wouldn't surprise me because
It
yeah,
was
they got
incredible. All right.
to.
I'll send you the link. I'll send you the link. Maybe we'll discuss it. It's also, and I think I mentioned this many podcasts ago, I'm gonna get got this year on AI stuff. So it's very possible that this was one of the things where it's like, oh no, that's completely bullshit. What are you talking about? Big Boy's been dead for 5 years. Just like,
I
oh my
got
God. No, he's fine. He's fine. He's fine.
for fun.
He's just kidding.
I got Temu today, so I can't say anything.
Wait, what do
I
you mean?
was
Like, wait, did you actually order something from them? I've never done that.
I was on the app. I downloaded the app because it got I got something that it was like this made better sense to get it from there,
So you
right?
spun the wheel? You got 1,000% off?
Oh my gosh. It was basically do this deal and you get $150 sent to you. And it was like, all right. And then it was like, but you gotta pick things from this list. And these were things that I'd already kind of looked at. So it's like I already had a little bit of interest into it. And now I've already, since I've got a little bit of interest, it's like just click this and you'll get money towards this big sum of money that we'll give you, right? And so I picked like a couple of things and then it was like, all right, so those are on their way and they're shipped, but you need to pick up some more things if you want to win the money more. Yeah. They got me for about two of
Do you
those.
feel like it actually? I'm very very curious with the whole thing.
Mhm.
Do you feel like you got like? Do you feel like you got a deal or like
I feel as I
what
got
happened?
I feel as I've ordered items that I had looked at and was not necessarily 100% ready to order, but they're on their way now
I think we
because
need to be a little more specific. I think it's time to talk
I,
about. Can we talk about what these items are or no? Is this
oh,
not
it's
a podcast?
it's 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 like a cord, and I think I got another microphone. I think I got another headset, like a talk, a gaming headset, so I could use that for this podcast, and then
Okay.
some like USB-C. It's nothing. That's the point. It's nothing great. Like I got some dishware, like like pans and pots and stuff like that, because I was like, hey, look, it's like a 15 set thing for like $10. Sure,
Wait,
why
so how
not?
much are you in the hole to Temu for on this
Uh,
particular transaction?
this whole thing, it's like 5 or 6 items. I think I'm down $45.
Ah, you're fine.
Yeah, but that's my point. I dipped that toe in and then recognized that I was $45 in. I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? And
Nah.
stop there, which
Do they
is
take Cole's cash?
Cole's cash.
I have so much Cole's cash. Nice.
See,
Yeah.
and I was saddened to see that the unbreakable
Cole,
Kimmy Schmidt had to become Cole's mom because she didn't seem old enough to be a mom yet, but
Cole's
that's neither
doesn't
here
take
nor there.
cash. That's the crazy thing.
Wait, what? Are you telling me Kohl's doesn't
Cole's
take
is the
Kohl's
only
cash?
place that doesn't take Cole's cash. Fuck. All
It's not
right.
surprised
So
they gave that stuff away
I
all
will
the
come
time.
back around to it. I do not like Ron Darling and Keith Hernandez and just their attitude towards the Diamondbacks
All
franchise. And maybe it's the attitude they have towards everything. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. What's your take? Because they are your home team squad. What how do you
my
feel
whole
about those guys?
my squad, my take is that Gary, Ron, and Keith, the three of them are one of, if not the best uh teams, the best group of analyst and MC duo trio that you have in baseball going for the last 5, 10 years easy. Um, they are lean to the Mets the same way everybody's lean towards their hometown team, but I think they're about a 65-35 leaning where they're favoring the Mets more, but you still kind of get a somewhat neutral broadcast. Whereas if you listen to, oh, I don't know, let's say a Yankees game, when you got Sterling in them, it's like you're basically listening to in my opinion, the same way you feel. I couldn't listen to John Sterling when he was doing TV for the Yankees. It was just too much. If I think hard enough, there are other people like that where I can't hear the Phillies guy, and I realized it was when was it Harry Callis before who used to
Yeah.
do the Phillies broadcast? it,
Yep.
it, it there's a distinct voice that seemingly whenever it's the Phillies, it's like that's the voice of the Phillies. The Phillies guy now, and I know this only through watching the recap rundown highlights. He's the Phillies take the. I just want to smash it like glass just hearing him doing it, and it's a great call because I recognize that. Yeah, I mean it's like there's certain people that are like that I distinguishedly get. Chip Carey's another one. He used to do Braves games all the time. Now he does the Cardinals games, which I'm fine with because him
Mm.
and his dad, that was so like I said before, this it might be that I hear announcers differently because that's what I wanted to do. But at the end of the day, they're meant for you, and you're saying that you weren't happy with what you heard from
I don't
Gary,
like
Keith, and
I
Ron.
prefer I prefer to listen to my guys when we're playing the Mets, and even if I get just the Mets feed, so to the video of the Mets feed, right? So, but you
Hmm.
got to sync it up, and it's a whole thing, and
Yeah,
the
yeah,
kids have all kinds of things. So, like, I didn't, but I've done it in the past. I've done it many, many times where like I'll just sync it up, and or I'll pause one for a while until it gets to a place where I'm okay with it. I was moving around so much though. I listened to our guys on their audio feed for a bit, but that was even blacked out for me at some point. Like I couldn't. That was the issue I was having with the MLB app. The first game, I wanted to just listen to my game because I knew I was gonna have an issue watching it, and my audio feed for some reason wasn't coming through.
You couldn't get the
So.
radio for it, really?
But yeah, no, it was I could jump around to any other game in the league, but my particular I could also listen to the Spanish feed of it. So I did actually do that for a little bit, but like
Hey,
my one feed was not coming in, which is like you can understand the frustration in that, but I've had that happen
yeah,
before.
we'll give MLB MLB.com, right? I believe
Yeah, let's
that's their website.
MLB.TV. Is that the guy? We want to give him a
We'll give them a
plug? We
call.
give him a
We'll give
free
them a
plug.
call. Oh, I
I will
was
give
going
him
to
a
give them a
call.
call. I was going to say we'll have our people call their people and we'll get right on that. That's what I figured we could
Uh,
do.
Speaking of your people, how do you feel about Luis Robert Jr.?
Uh, he
Take your time.
everything. You know, I was kind of I'm I can't really say anything bad about him. I think anything we get from him besides the the good defense in center field is what he was traded for. And he is providing that. It's not the arm. He doesn't have his arm like I thought he would, but he has fast enough and he tracks well enough and he can get to balls and everything like that. But it's I guess it's the whole thing. It's when healthy, he could be this, he could be that. There, it's another lottery ticket because it if when healthy, he looks like I watched him turn on a fastball and it was like, oh my God,
He fucking
where's that
crushed
guy
him. Yeah,
been?
he definitely,
Yeah,
right, he definitely crushed it. One or two against us. But
yes. So there's that side of him, but it's also like, but we also then have to make sure that he's, sits every third or fourth game because he's got to stay healthy there's other things. I mean, it's little things like that, but I I'm I will remain optimistic because it's still April. We're not even at tax day yet, and I can't be too pessimistic
no,
about.
that's not what I was going. I was just curious
Oh
what
no,
your
no,
thoughts
I'm
were
I'm
on him.
saying
I
I'm
I
saying
didn't
just
realize you guys
overall.
even had him. I didn't even
Yeah,
like that wasn't on my radar. So I was like, oh, that guy was kind of a big deal. I thought, like
he
yeah, and I knew
was.
he didn't. I knew he never really materialized in what Chicago is that where he was?
He was in Chicago in the 20, I want to say 23. He got like downcast, down ballot MVP votes. He had a really good season, and then he's been injured, and then he, didn't do this and blah blah that and everything. And it was, and he was always part of trade rumors and all this other stuff like that. And yeah, I'm hopeful that his situation is new place, new phone, who this
Yeah.
and he's able to just start over and be the guy he could always thought he could be or whatever stuff like that. Yeah. No, I mean, I
Okay.
view that way about a lot of these new parts and stuff like that about this team. Sorry, as I brag on. And we'll plug this. There would be a Mets up in around this place, which would be the third time through. I have that. It will be in the description on the website version of this podcast he stumbled through and that he then said, so horrible
So
transition.
this doesn't this Mets Diamondback stuff only happens, twice a year, so that's why we're spending as much time as we are on it because
As
I
we
know that
should.
we both did the same. Yeah, we both logged, 9 hours of at least, of that of this stuff. We watched 9 hours of the same thing this week. We rarely watch 9 hours of the same thing.
Sadly,
Um,
yeah.
and also, have you done like a year ago or maybe this may have been 2 or 3 years ago, but like, did you do a podcast where you did like you compared the name Rory in golf to the name Jalen in the NBA? Did you do some kind of podcast about that yet? No? Okay.
No, it was a thought. I was thought you were when you said Rory at first, I thought you were going to be like Rory from the Gilmore Girls was the first place I went to, but that's
Wow.
not where you went to at all. Not a
Not at
Gilmore
all.
Girls fan, huh?
No, no. I think that's your second Gilmore Girls reference in this
Because I
podcast.
because I'm a huge fan of the writing on that show. It was
But
really
it's
well
not
written,
even
that's
something
all.
that's like, is it back on or something? Like, how is
Oh
it
no,
back
no,
in
no.
the
It's been off for like a decade.
It's very right. Like
Dude, it's got nothing to do with
it's like me
anything.
quoting
I
Mr. Belvedere right now. It's like, well, yeah, but it was
Oh,
on.
do you have a good Mr. I was gonna say
I
Bob
don't.
Uecker was on that show. He
Yeah,
was
yeah,
he
that's
was
the only
hilarious.
connection. That's the only connection to yeah. Anyway.
To anything about that. So I will ask, and you've watched your team play at the very least.
Yeah. Watch them
So
today. Took out the Phillies.
yes, you did. Thank you very much. Um, so with such little knowledge about these teams in the season so far and everything like that, I'm going to ask you to make predictions that I will hold you to through September, basically. Um, you guys started the season by sweeping the Detroit Tigers.
We
Detroit,
started the season by getting swept by the
oh, you
Dodgers.
got swept. Oh, and
We
then
got
came
swept.
back and
We had to sit through like all the ring ceremony and Bob Costas
Mhm.
jacking off everybody and all of that horse flop. Now I'm getting clean. All that horse flop they did. And then yeah, and then they just I think we hung with them for a while and then like they just destroyed us. And I think they scored like a dozen runs the next night.
No, I
Whatever.
was gonna say you guys.
I
It
don't know.
was a 8-2 loss, and then you lost 5-4 and 3-2,
There you
and
go.
then there was a day off, and then you came back,
Oh, we
and
kept
then
up.
you swept Detroit.
There you go.
So Detroit, your
Are they
thoughts about
crazy or something?
no,
I don't know.
what?
Are they like? Well, I mean, that guy's a hell of a pitcher. I think we scored one run against them. That wasn't. We didn't
Super
pummel
Bowl.
Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. He's
Well,
very, very good. No one's. I don't think anybody doesn't know that, but he's good.
so they're towards the bottom of the AL Central. So will they stay in that way for the rest of the season,
Oh,
or do
I
you
will
think
pay.
they'll come back?
That's as much as I will pay
Hey,
attention to the
hey,
AL
hey,
Central.
the point of the game is you're making picks that we will
I
then be
don't
able to
make
look
this.
back
I
on in
watch the
September.
National League West.
But your team played against,
Yeah,
I
good for
specifically chose
us. I like
Detroit
that
because you guys
Torkelson
played
pick.
against them.
He's ASUer. So what do I think? I mean, you're asking me to predict something I know, like I don't
And you
know.
know nothing about. Yes, exactly.
Yes, that's it. So it's like
The
I would
same way
say,
I knew nothing about the NCAA brackets
what's Tom
tournament,
Selleck's
but
name in that thing? Magnum PI. Magnum PI
Magnum
is gonna have
PI.
a great season, and like that's the only guy I know in that
There is
team.
a there is a Jack Mangum who's
Like,
on
Madoff.
Pittsburgh. He's on Pittsburgh.
All right, so you're I'll answer your question. I'm sorry, I do not mean
No,
to
that's all
be.
right.
I'm like I know I get a little loud. I'm not really trying to be combative. Martin, I'll happily answer your question. I believe that the Detroit Tigers are going to win it all.
Great. That you're not alone because
I don't,
they've got
I
Skubal and
don't believe that. I don't believe that. I think that the Dodgers are going to probably get there again.
oh, that's
Um,
just
but
lazy.
but maybe, dude, those numbers are there.
I
They have like
I
too many guys. They have, unless there's like a crazy injury bug, they
but
got a lot of guys.
San Diego's a game and a half behind them right now. It's as hot of the start as they've had, and they're 11-4. They're better than everybody else. San Diego's right there behind them. It's
Yeah,
like
and it
it's
will be,
baseball.
and
It's a
so will we.
long season.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no, the Dodgers are gonna win the division. I'm
All right.
I'm pretty
I
close to that. The As far as who's gonna win anything in the American League, I don't know. I guess Detroit seems okay, or I wouldn't. It's hard to bet against the Yankees on anything. They're always they've always got something, and if they don't, they'll go get it because that's how they're built. You
well, they've
know.
lost five straight, including the last three to the
So
Tampa
then
Bay Devil
if they
Rays.
really need to change something, they'll go get it. Like
They'll just go buy
they're
it.
not gonna lose 10 straight. Like
All
that's
right.
not what they do. They don't,
These are
right? Do they?
lazy
In
answers.
our life since the 80s, have we seen that happen with the Yankees?
What, them not go out and buy what they need?
Yeah, exactly.
But that's what the, that's what baseball has become. That's what all sports where money becomes anything is what happens. It's what the Lakers or, that's what NBA teams do. It's, oh, they're just going to go out and sign this guy, whoever like that, and they end up doing it. The same thing happens in football where everybody's, oh, how are they going to, and that guy ends up on that same team. Yeah, I don't know why baseball seems to be only by itself. I do want to say because I don't forget it. So I was talking about announcers. Um, the San Diego announcer guy, he does Sterling. John Sterling used to everybody, you hit a home run and then he's got his own personal call for everybody. Um,
Mhm.
Friday night's game winner for San Diego by Gavin Sheets. Their announcer, the San Diego announcer goes, "Holy sheets," which is a great call.
I
So
didn't hear that.
with that great call in mind, you got that's why you got to watch the recap rundown because it's
Yeah.
nothing but just home run calls, strikeouts, and all the little dinky plays and stuff like that. It's 45 minutes worth of killing your time off of. Um, Now that we've gotten to time being killed. We've got enough time. We got another, I think we got another 15, 20 minutes for your NBA playoff breakdown. It starts next weekend. Who you got? Let's go, Scott, with the
Yeah,
breakdown.
we got it all broken down here. Let me get all my papers. Hold on. Let me get the what's the George Michael sports machine? I have it actually in my basement. I have the actual sports machine that George Michael used to use.
George
Let
Michael
me punch
sports
in a couple.
machine.
Do you not know that
Man.
reference? Is
Oh,
that
I know that
hold
20th
on, let
century
me turn
reference.
her on. I'm turning it on. Takes a little while to warm up. It's gonna get, let me punch in 2026 NBA. Hold on. I typed it in.
Do
See,
you have any clue as to anybody who'd be like, yeah, this is a team that I expect to see
I
playing
think
in
that it's gonna. I
June?
think at least on the East, it seems like the Celtics and the Knicks are the teams that make the most sense. And
Hmm.
then on the other side, it's OKC and whoever else. I don't know who really is in the mix there. I don't. Is Phoenix close to something? That's the team that like.
No, I think
Are they on the bubble? Oh, they're playing
I
a
think
play-in game or something.
they
Is that?
probably are.
I
I have
saw their
no
name on
idea. I
something.
just know the only thing I kind of teased this with Chris earlier. It feels like the San Antonio Spurs and Victor Wembanyama are a year early. Like they're probably going to go in and lose because in the NBA, right, you have to go in and lose before you can actually
Oh,
win,
I'd
right?
like to see. Yeah, you know what? I'd like to see San Antonio win a title with that guy. Let that kid be the next dynasty for those guys. That's
That'd be
cool.
cool. I
I'm okay
mean,
with
yeah.
that. More so than the Lakers or the
Nah,
uh
I'm not eager
I
to
don't even
see
know who's on.
Oklahoma City win again. That's the whole thing. I'm not eager to see that.
I mean,
That's
unless
just
that
me.
guy is SGA, unless he
Hmm.
becomes like the dude, you know,
He
like that's
could.
what he kind
He
of
could
is,
be.
but
Yeah.
that's the way to cement it. Like
Yeah, definitely.
quietly or
Back to
not
back.
quietly, like stack up some rings and
Back to
keep being
back will do that.
MVP, and then I don't know, then we can't say you're not the dude because
This is true. All right. That was a great NBA playoff breakdown. Thank you very much, Scott. Unless you had something else you wanted to add to that.
I guess no. I almost said go Knicks. I came so close to saying go Knicks, but then I didn't because I can't.
Why not? I was going to say that is the one thing I do. So that is the one question you can answer easily.
Why am I?
How is no, no, just how is how is the metro area right now as far as Nick fandom is done? Because
I
I
can't
remember
tell
it
you, but
usually
I'll tell
taking
you
off.
exactly what's going on is the World Cup is here. And it's in
Really?
our CVS's and it's in our Walgreens's and
Really?
and yeah,
I'm
they got all the promo merchandise, like tons of merchandise you can buy. Like those ridiculously huge fake chains with like an American
stop.
flag hanging. I swear they have it.
Stop.
Yeah, at CVS.
So so
Soccer
basically
balls, they have tons of soccer ball. Like I'm serious, it wasn't like
so you can rock a gold chain
yes.
with what?
If
The
you give me,
US
I'll tell you what,
flag on it,
Venmo me
and you can get
50
that
bucks. Venmo me
you can
50
get
bucks.
it at
Next week's
CVS.
episode, I will be wearing the craziest outfit.
I've already lost money. Already
This
lost
is way
money
better than
sending
your
it off to a
team, dude.
random thing. Hey,
Cancel your
I'm
team
gonna
move
get socks that I'm gonna
order.
be able to give to my kid. At the very least, that was one of the purchases I made was socks to give to my kid because she needs
Cancel it.
socks.
Cancel it. I will get you FIFA socks. How
Well,
about
these
that?
are FIFA socks. Maybe they might be FIFA or something like that. But there's socks enough. There's socks. They'll work. She can wear them. They'll be fine. They'll be fine.
I don't know. When I get my next CVS 40% off coupon, I will pick you up some kind of no, seriously, I know it was just like wild the amount of World Cup stuff they're starting to really around here. There's all kinds of varying bulletins for public transportation and stuff like they're
Mm.
prepping for that as the thing. Um, I'm sure if you go down near the garden, it's a little more exciting, but like I don't think. right now. It honestly, second round is usually when New York City is like, yeah. Like you would think at the beginning, like you would
Yeah.
think first round, like the city'd be right into it, but it's not really. I think they had been burned for many, many years, where it's like, all right, let's not celebrate till we get close to this thing. And they got real close last year.
And that's Knicks being in the second round. So its expectation is to reach the second round and go further is when we'll actually start
I
to
mean, Chris
truly
is
care.
way, way, way better at Todd. He knows
Oh no, no,
I should not be the guy doing this.
you completely should be. It's exactly why you're the person doing it because Chris would actually give like an intelligent response that made sense or something like that. That's no fun. Anyway, but what will be fun is closing this with a numerical trivia question. Um, we
Five.
talked baseball earlier, and I could continue to talk baseballs, but I'll just ask you, how many teams have won multiple World Series titles in the 21st century? So the number I'm looking for is how many teams, like let's see, we were talking about the Dodgers because they've won two, right? They went back to back and they're looking for their third. So
And
they're
what are you saying?
one
And what is the time frame from when? Starting
21st
when?
century,
21st
2000,
century.
yeah, 21st century, 2001 to now.
How many have won two or
How
more?
many teams have won two or more multiple World Series titles during that time?
I'm gonna say three.
All right. Well, three is the number. Thanks for listening. However, whether Spotify, Apple, or Pandora, you can watch the sunset and any additional images, which won't be much, or it might be the stats of my proof that I was the bracket tournament champion. I'm very proud about that. Uh, as you can clearly tell. All of that will be on youtube.com/at terminal pods, the channel for all your questions. The answer to tonight's trivia question will be in the description. Um, there's no need to check the results about that tournament bracket. Once again, I did say I won, but you can check that and the latest Mets up, which was it going to be a podcast with someone I won't say who walked in on, but now will just be the written version on the website. Scott, thank you very much for
Yeah.
your time,
No.
and
Wow.
I'll be back soon enough with hopefully something better to put down. Take it easy down your life's highway, and have a good evening.